Hi, do you ever feel like your drawings lack dynamic? Or do the sketches look so unclear that even you are unable to read them after a while? Or maybe you are satisfied with your sketches, but want to make them more quickly? Well, today I'm going to give you some advices and art tips that can help you to solve these problems and make better art. Keep watching to find them out. But first of all, I just want to say thank you for all the kind words on this video. You can't imagine how it warms my heart to see that my lesson turned out to be good enough to teach you something new and even inspire to draw. And compliments about my voice. I can't help but smile every time I look at this video. Thank you. And it was so shocking to see this video blow up in the first place. Like, I didn't expect it to be seen by so many people. But I'm so glad about it. It inspires me a lot to keep making videos for this channel. Thank you. But yeah, we are all here for the sketching tips, so let's dive in. This video will be mostly focused on how to make your sketches more simple, clear and fast, as these are the most important parts of the sketching process in my opinion. So let's start with this. Tip number 1. Learn to simplify and you will learn how to draw literally anything. Have you seen artists who easily draw completely different objects and wonder, geez, how? Well, that's pretty easy. They don't look at faces, trees, buildings or any other details. They look at the simple shapes they are made of, cubes, cylinders, circles, or any other you can imagine. Try to see simple shapes in objects and start by drawing them. They will become a great basis for future details, and it will be much easier to draw further. The second tip is draw shapes, not outlines. People tend to look not at the objects, but their outlines, and it is much more difficult to maintain proportions, light and volume. But try to build objects from shapes. This will not only make your sketches more simple and dynamic, but also help you see their volume and understand how light falls on objects. I saw this problem in a lot of beginners and even intermediate artists, and trust me, it really causes you huge problems. When I made them, when I was just starting drawing. Here is an exercise. Take some random object. It can be an animal, a human, a plant, a building, whatever you wish. Then try to see simple shapes of this object, cubes, cylinders, spheres, etc. Draw this object with simplified shapes. Also, you can make this practice a little more challenging by drawing simple shapes separately in space from each other. Tip number 3, and I guess it is the most important in all of this video, say no to perfectionism. We all want sketches to look awesome, but in reality, a lot of them will be not that great as you expect. Try to look at sketches from a distance. This way you won't be able to see the details, so you will be completely focused on the general shapes. In addition, the low resolution of the image will help you not to pay such attention to details or any other little mistakes. You are only looking at the general shapes and lines, so the details won't bother you as much while painting. Then you can gradually reduce the distance in the process, revealing more details and working with them. Tip number 4. Exercise with a small timer. Try to make sketches within 5 minutes. A portrait, for example. I know, it seems really hard and stressful, but the goal here is not to make the sketch perfect. I'd rather say your first tries most likely be not so great. But this is the goal. By doing these exercises, you will find a way to draw faster and more efficiently. You will begin to spend less time on details and you will learn how to simplify and make art more dynamic as a result. So, your first portrait may be incomplete and not so attractive, but over time you will be able to find a way to draw a sketch not only in 5 minutes, but in 1 minute and even in 15 seconds. And it will make your sketch much more effective, simple and clear. Even more, it will help you get rid of perfectionism. You will just get used to the funky and weird sketches. Tip number 5. Less is more. Set a goal for yourself. Try to draw using as few lines as possible. Learn to give as much information as you can just by a few strokes. Believe me, just one line can tell a lot more information than 10 if you know how to use it correctly. Sometimes you can even make a general composition for your artwork with just 2 or 3 lines. This will help you achieve a dynamic look. What's more, your sketches will quickly become more clean, and it will definitely save you a lot of time. It will also help you to get rid of those hairy sketches and lines. Your lines will become more sharp and confident. Tip number 6. Space imagination. It is really important to visualize your idea first. If you are having a hard time imagining it, there are still ways to improve this skill. Use the references and they will help you to better visualize the idea. In addition, if you want to understand how the object looks in real space, you can try to look at it in 3D. In this case, you can rotate, move and change point of view or lighting. It will give you plenty of visual information, so you'll be able to understand its volume better. For practice, try to imagine the object from different angles and then make different drawings of this object. If you have difficulties with some angles, check them with the references. And last tip, but totally not least, don't copy, create. If you want to improve your sketches and art in general, you need to start drawing, not copying. When copying lines, you most likely will not be able to fully understand the volume and shape of the object. You can spend hours and hours copying, but it won't give you decent results. Try to learn the basics: anatomy, shapes, volume, lights, composition rules, etc. Don't forget to learn how to simplify the shapes and always start with general forms. It may be a difficult way to learn, but trust me, it is much more effective than just copying, and you'll see the progress much faster. Also, once you learn the theory and how to simplify, you can draw literally anything. All shapes can be built with simple forms. So once you know how to see them, there are no objects that can be difficult for you anymore. References are used to explore shapes and see what an object looks like in detail. You can try to stylize it, make them in your own way, or even practice your styling skills this way. Your drawing does not have to be completely identical to the references. In short, don't make a perfect copy of the reference, but think about how to make it even more interesting. Well, those are the general sketching tips I wanted to share with you. I use them to improve my own drawing process, and I hope they will help you as well. Enjoy this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. If you would like to see more art from me, check out my Instagram. Also, you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee. You can find even more exclusive content there, such as whips and stages of my illustrations and artwork, and you will be the first to see my updates. Thanks for the watching. Bye!